Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast presented by RambleOnSports.com. It's Friday, December 15th. We are at week 15 of the NFL season. We are rocking and rolling. Got a lot of good picks here to roll through. End of college football. So maybe we'll touch on some bowl games. Just getting to the start this weekend, but you guys know how it is. Hard to handicap the bowl games now with a bunch of people sitting out, all that good stuff. But we will be talking NFL, and we've got Sean and Max back as we always do. And I think Max is Sean, I don't know, Steelers win this weekend, or was it just Max was the only one from the squad?
No, we lost to the silly Patriots. We're
Okay.
stinky.
Yeah. So welcome back, guys.
Thursday. Yeah.
Max got the dub this weekend with the Bears. Big win over the Lions, starting to muck up that NFC North, make it even uglier than it already is. But guys, how we doing? Max, how we feeling on the Bears right now?
Good. I've for some reason it's just been a better week this week. I've just been happier. Been thinking about some possibilities for the Bears in their coming future. They play Wacko Flacco this weekend, but I'm not saying it's impossible that they make playoffs. But we shall see. Yeah, I mean, the defenses look amazing these past like 4 games, aka Montez Sweat, but it's awesome. So looking good, always and forever will be Fields over Caleb Williams once again. So ready for this weekend. We got some Saturday games, so that's gonna be fucking fun. Taking over the college football window, I guess. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Agreed, man. Yeah, you should be feeling pretty good. The Bears are playing like what 500 football over the last month and a half or so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Them in Cleveland. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of happy. My stinky Steelers have pretty much put the closed the coffin by losing to the Patriots at home last Thursday. Still probably a couple more weeks without Kenny. They're technically still, like, if the season ended today, would be in the playoffs. I know nobody wants that. I don't think I want that. I mean, I secretly want that, but I know that would just be a horrendous another week that I have to be like, get up, but maybe, and then watch them lose like 40-0 to the Chiefs. But happy to be back with you boys.
Fair. Yeah. And last weekend wrapped up, or I guess the day after Monday, Packers just ripping my goddamn heart out with 3 just shitty turnovers, really bad special teams penalties, pretty much giving the game away, even though the Giants were doing everything in their power to lose that game. And of course, the Paisan, Mr. Tommy DeVito had, flawless game, really. No mistakes there. So
good.
That was huge. Not one sack, and didn't even have their starting left and right tackle. So, I want to use the excuse that Packers are banged up, but just didn't come to play on Monday. I think they thought they were going to make this a lot easier than it was. And couple just not a good Jordan Love game. And after, being all over the place with Jordan Love, we're still on the Jordan Love train. But yeah, it was definitely a tough one. A lot of dumb throws, a lot of just late, just not good throws. So we'll see what the Pack can do. Hopefully we can get Aaron Jones back. I know AJ Dillon is questionable. So yeah, not a good win. And of course puts us only 1 game ahead of the Bears, which makes this NFC wild card race just even crazier. There's 4 teams. I think there's 4 or 5 teams that are 6 and 7, couple 5 and 8. So definitely going to be down to the wire. We got Bears. I think, is it last game of the year, Max, or is it the second to last week?
Last.
Yep, last. So that could potentially have some implications. So we shall see. Defense lets up hella running as always, and then no Jair. Just doesn't help the secondary. Wan'Dale Robinson absolutely torched him. So hats off to the Giants, but definitely not a good one for Green Bay. And we'll see how they bounce back this week against the Bucs, which is going to be another tough test. So that one, I was looking at the line, and it's one of those where if I were anyone but me, I would probably be looking at a Bucs plus 3.5. But
wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just
too sour quickly from you.
Oh, dude, you know me. I'm
that's just the fanhood in us.
Yep, exactly. So we'll see. I think Watson out hurts the offense, and then just a lot of just stupid things on special teams and just giving them better field position when they shouldn't be. So
Mhm.
that is what it is. Also just recapping some of the other big games. I mean, obviously all our teams aren't really the biggest teams in the game right now, but Cowboys destroyed the Eagles on Sunday night, and then the Bills had a squeaker of a win against Kansas City. A lot of controversy there, but what do you any opinions on either of those two games? Because those are obviously kind of the big ticket games last week.
My takeaway is I hope the Bills make the playoffs. I mean, they're too good of a team to not do it. I mean, if they don't, it's their own problem. They dropped games to like the Jets and the Pats and some bad ones earlier in the year. But when they're playing well, not even like their A+ game, it's just fun to watch Josh Allen, make
Yeah.
things happen.
He is. He is. And I mean, the whole Tony thing's just funny. I mean, I feel like it's overplayed soundbite right now, but dude, just be on sides and we don't have to
Yeah,
worry about
just
shit.
right. Like we don't
Sorry.
need that's all it is. Be on sides. Don't. Yeah. And that like the whole thing where it was like, well, plenty of times before, like he lined up offsides, didn't get called. Well, it's like, well, so okay, so now instead of getting away with it once, like you're saying he's been, got away with it multiple times, like that doesn't make it better in my eyes.
Yeah. Yep.
Tony is just, oh man, he's gotta be getting just reamed out all week by Mahomes and that offense. Just
Oh yeah.
like, come on, like we got to get our shit together. And now it's kind of like, all right, well, no Tony. I mean, obviously Kelsey's the target, but can Mahomes trust this like wide receiver core? That's what's scaring me right now. I mean, I could see them going in the draft, getting someone big time or trading or signing someone. They are definitely missing that Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he's probably the best wide receiver in the game right now. Maybe Justin Jefferson, but obviously banged up. But one of those things where it's like you need a go-to guy that's not going to have stone hands other than Kelsey.
No,
Kind of to stretch the field. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
let's see. A lot of good games though. So shall we just get into the slate and just get going? Recapping how we looked last week. Sean and I had 5-0 weeks the week before. And as we like to say on this podcast, water finds its level. And I had a poopy 2-3. Sean did lead the group out of all of us at 3-2. And then Max, I feel like Max, you started so hot that it's also water finding its level. But I think if I'm looking at it correctly, a couple just really. Oh no, I'm wrong. Sorry, I did count that wrong. So Max also went 2-3 with me. For some reason, I accidentally the Vegas, Minnesota as
Damn, I didn't even
wrong.
check after
I mean,
you.
it came close to 40 at what, a total of 3?
Yeah, so that's on me. And also I think I might have done that the opposite. Yeah, I did do that the opposite. So Sean, you did go 4-1. Okay, I did that math wrong. I don't know why I was thinking under.
Oh my god, yeah. This is like last year, Max. We need to start
Yeah.
auditing his.
You are more than
No,
welcome.
I have been.
I mean,
too.
I
That's
just
the thing. I've
figured
been
I
checking. I just
I
forgot.
have enough trust in you.
You've been so good for 14 weeks, and then I was like, I won't check this one. Yeah, I did really bad.
Okay. The unders. No. Okay, so we're back. Okay, that looks right now. I'm looking at it now. Now we're good.
Make sure you update the season records.
My over was so
Oh,
fucking
it's
close.
hey, buddy. I'm an Excel nerd. Value. The formula is already calculated. All I got to do is switch a couple quick things. We're good to go.
Okay.
So we back. We
Oh,
back.
quick, just comment on last week. Also, probably one of the most like the worst bad beat, whatever the term, of the year is Army Navy over
Oh.
27.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just that last safety, he just walks. And so that's candidate for bad beat of the year.
That was crazy. I had over, but at 28, and earlier in like kind of at the end of the third quarter, I was like, all right, fuck this. Like it's not gonna hit. I'm just gonna cash out, like getting like cents on the dollar, like nothing, but it's like at least I'll get something out of it. And like I was pushing it, it just wasn't working. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. And I'm so glad that it didn't, because just a whirlwind of points out of nowhere in those final few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 10-3 with like what, 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought that was a lock. I pretty much stopped watching the game at that point. It's like, all right, we're good. Everything's a winner. All right, so I have recalibrated the sheet. Sean went a solid 4-1 after going 5-0 last week. So Sean is on a heater right now, even if you were including touchdowns. Also has got a touchdown in there, so technically 5-1. Max with a 2-3, and myself with a 2-3 as well. But I will, Max, also bad beat on Houston. I mean, just no, I don't think anyone really expected it to be the way. Like, yeah, you thought the Jets were going to keep it close, maybe potentially win, but winning by like 20 something points was just like, what the hell? Wouldn't call it a bad beat, just like a what the hell happened kind of
That was
situation.
Zach
Oh, yeah.
Wilson's masterclass game.
Yeah.
Right. But
He's-
to our credit, we all hit our dogs, we all hit our unders. So let's keep that momentum going. And without further ado, Sean, lead us off.
All right, I will. Let's see. With my right, number one pick is, it's a blessing and a curse almost. But give me over 39 in Giants Saints.
Okay.
I think like just dome game, there'll be some weird, like probably a defensive or special teams turnover there. I'll kind of ride the fact that the Giants are, putting out a pretty solid offense. The Saints, I don't know what's up with the Saints, but if nothing else, even though they lose a lot of games, they typically do score. It's just, not a lot of points right there. I like that.
Definitely.
Yep. Yep. And DeVito, way he's rolling, he's gonna keep
Yeah.
the momentum going. So I like that. Max, we are tied, but you are well above me on the season record. So you hit us up with number 2.
Okay. Shit. I'll go my dog. Kind of staying on the same line. Well, definitely staying on the same line. I'm gonna go Giants +6.
Oh,
They're kind of
there we
rolling.
go. There we go. We're
Tommy's,
the same
Tommy's
wavelength.
got them doing their thing, so I like it. Saints are just like, what the fuck's happening? Like, who is your quarterback?
Right? I don't
It's
know.
Carr to start, and then he just exits every game.
Yep. And then Jameis is like chilling. He thinks he's not
Yeah.
playing, and then he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. And they're like, no, let's get Taysom in there. And they're like, wait, what?
No, I like that. I think that's gonna be a very interesting game, to say the least.
Mhm.
Let's see. All right. Well, shoot, I'm a little torn on this, but I think that it's too little points, I think, in my opinion. Going with Baltimore -3.5 over Jacksonville. I
Yeah.
think I think between 4 and 10, I mean, I could see them blowing them out potentially. Jacksonville's just like a weird team. And I think a lot of the times when it is these close lines with Jacksonville, I've been going kind of in the opposite direction of them. So gonna continue that. I think the Ravens are starting to roll, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me Baltimore -3.5. Don't really love like a ton of the favorites here. I feel like I'm more on the
Mhm.
side this
Same,
weekend.
same.
So I'll give
Yeah.
the team that I have the most confidence in right now.
Would you say they're your like, number one team out of the AFC at this point?
Ooh, good question. The Chiefs have just really declined recently. Bills are just too inconsistent. Trying to think of who else would he. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would think so, right? Like I'm trying to think of who
Yeah.
else. It's just a lot of injuries. I
Yeah,
feel
the AFC went from starting the year like, so many good teams to now like it's a lot of, above average, but like no like great teams.
kind of like who's healthy enough to get there. I mean, Dolphins same way. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe the Dolphins, but they play, I think, in a week or two, Baltimore and Miami. So that'll be a
do.
great game. And then let's see. Max, I'm surprised you weren't going to do this, so I'll just knock it out. Bears +3 this weekend, and I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Bears are on a good streak right now. I mean, Wacko Flacco, I think he's solid, but I think Bears are just kind of on a roll right now. Justin Fields is tired of hearing the bullshit about this draft pick situation. I think he's continuing to kind of prove himself. I think DJ Moore and the rest of the squad's really rolling. So give me the Bears +3.
I
Man,
love it.
I only get it so often, right? Because Max is usually snagging that one early, so gotta take advantage when I can.
Yeah, I did have it written down, but back to back gives me a little scare. Not back to back, but like me taking it as on the
Oh
pod,
yeah,
a little
yeah.
scary, but I absolutely love it. I mean, both the Browns tackles are out, so
Yep. Yep.
Not good.
yeah,
Not good
not
at all.
good.
It's gonna be a shambly shamble game. What is that? 38 and a half? I don't know. That's we'll get
That's
to
a scary one.
that. All right, Max, where are you going with your right? Is it Max? Yeah, your second.
Yeah. Where am I going with my second? I will take my under, and I will say that although the Colts offense has been pretty solid, 42 and a half for Pitt Colts is just too high, in my opinion. I mean, we talk about it almost every week. We're that under. I mean, I'm going to take it until it doesn't hit.
Well, the Steelers hit the over.
Well, okay. Well, yeah. I guess
But
they
now
did.
now's the time to take it. You know, the
Yeah.
market got all
Yeah.
high.
That was a fluke game. That was a fluke
Okay.
game.
Gotcha.
Thursdays don't
True. True. True.
count.
All right. I will go just Kansas City Chiefs minus 7.5 at the Patriots. Just yeah, they are reeling. They do not look like the Kansas City Chiefs we're used to. Issues all over. They're not playing like discipline. So why not this be the week? Pat's got a nice win. Got to celebrate over a long extended weekend here. I don't know how hard a lot of those guys are going to be playing there, especially if they hear that there might be coaching changes at the end of the year. So give me as my favorite Chiefs minus 7.5.
I love that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to look up if there's a stat that has Mahomes ever lost 3 in a row?
Oh man, I probably not.
I can't. I'm looking it
Yeah,
up.
I
I'll get
can't
back to you, but
think
there's
of
no
that.
way, right? I don't even know if he's lost. Nah, yeah. When was the last time?
Um,
Yeah. So 2014, Alex Smith was the last time. So Mahomes has not lost 3 in a row. So I
All
like
right.
that. I like that a lot. We said bounce back for the Bills game last week, and now
Yep.
it's really this is the bounce back.
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
For real.
I dig it. I dig it.
All right. And then on the other side, I'll go under in Buccaneers Packers. I think the Packers defense will kind of get back off the ground after a pretty embarrassing effort last week. I know, some people on here, especially Sam, are like the Bucks here. I really don't like the Bucks. I think I don't know. I think they're like flashing sometimes, show up on red zone, but and I guess they're technically tied for the division lead, but this just seems like the Packers kind of win this in a stranglehold game. Give me under 42 and a half.
Dig it. I mean, if you're talking about like Tampa Bay, I think I had them as my dog last week. They scored with like 14 seconds left or something on a crazy kind of drive on Tampa Bay. Otherwise, they would have gotten beat by 5 or so. So they definitely like to play those close games.
Yep.
Max.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my over. 50 and a half commies Rams. Commies coming off a bye. I think their offense is still rolling. They've had a couple tough losses, but Rams offense has also been doing very well. So I think that's easy, probably 28 fucking 35 game. I don't know. But I think they'll put up some numbers.
Mhm.
One of those where like
Terry McLaurin get over 3.5 catches this week.
how
He was
about
shutting out.
how about 3.5 fucking fantasy points?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
man, that is
Even three and a half yards.
He's been disappointing and very disappointing in fantasy this year.
so. Question: how is Sam Howell like a top 10 QB in fantasy, and McLaurin is just like who? I don't
I feel like it's spread so thin. Like there's so many guys that have like probably 500 yards, like Dotson, like Diami Brown.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel,
Been
like I'm
like
sure
that.
McLaurin still has like 500 yards too. Like no, yeah, no one's kind of just been the huge number one, but a lot of guys have at least a good amount of chunk yard. That's my guess. I don't like
He
actually have.
also has a lot of
I-
rushing touchdowns. I feel like he sneaky has like 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns. He had like
Out.
2 last week. Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, he had like 2, and then I think maybe not 6 or 7. He's got something like that. Maybe I don't know. Either way, I'm like I don't get it because I'm sitting here with Howell and McLaurin, and Howell's putting up 25, and McLaurin's putting up 6. I'm like, what the hell, dude? And it's a PPR league, so I do like that though. I feel like the Rams are one of those teams that they just play to their level. Like if a team they can play a low scoring game, they can also play high scoring. It's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna let up a lot of points. All right, well, we can keep up, but also in these like lower scoring games, it's like, okay, well, we can just run the ball with Kieran Williams and just kind of eat the clock up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so I think Howell will push them there. Dig that. Is it me? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to double dip a little bit on the Bears. I'm going to go Chicago, Cleveland over 38.5. I think over the last couple of weeks, I think
I
in
like
the
that.
season, Cleveland was like, hey, we're going to lock down defense over the last couple of weeks. So they've had some higher scoring games. I think they're starting.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's specific to the defense or maybe, I mean, I guess it is, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, all right,
Grant
Bears.
Delpit just went down.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, and I feel like it's like, all right, Bears are in over games a ton. They're gonna push them a little bit. Flacco will get the job done, get that over.
That could be. I kind of see that as a sneaky shootout game.
Yep, right.
Like weather aside, of course.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking as well. And then let's see. Oh, I put the wrong under in there. For my under, I was tempted, Sean, to battle you on the Giants Nola one, but I'm so torn on that, so I'm going to stay away. I'm going to go with Kansas City, New England under 37. I don't see Patriots scoring more than 7.
New England's D's like average.
Yeah, and then Kansas City, I think to your point earlier, I think they're just kind of bounce back. Defense
They
is
need to ball
locked
out.
in, everyone's locked in. Also, it's in New England, and at this point, this is time of year where weather does play a factor into some things. And I don't know. I didn't even check the weather, but there's probably a good chance that it's not good weather up there.
If I don't like turn my TV on and it looks gray at that game, something will be wrong.
Yep. Right. Exactly. So let me get a little piece of that game. And we always talk about like the -7.5 and like an under of that low. So it's kind of like, all right, well, we'll see. But I could also see New England scoring a point.
It's our math play.
Yeah, that is our math play. But I just don't. New England is not going to do what they did against this team. That was just like such a fluky offense game from Zappy that there's no way that happens again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he threw a couple of dices.
right. That was oh god, I don't know how.
When he threw like to Hunter Henry, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, man! I didn't realize I signed up to go against this guy.
You're like fucking.
Like, I mean, we deserve to lose anyway, but like shit.
Well, and Thursdays are always under games, and that was just the game started, and within a couple drives, it was like, oh shit, my under's done. Like already,
Yeah.
let's live bet the over. I guess I don't know. So, let's see, Max.
Shit. Well, I'm sorry, Sean, but I'm gonna have to go Colts -1.5 against the Steelers. Just the QB problems and Pitt and Colts are kind of looking solid. They're fighting for playoffs, and Minshew mania is just
Yeah. I won on a Minshew prop bet last week.
Yep.
yeah. So I like that. It's low enough to where I'm like, okay, I think they can win by 3. I think that, like a game-winning field goal. It's gonna be. I mean, obviously, I like the low, so I can see like a fucking 17-13 or some shit. It'll be a tough game, but I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like a money line play almost, basically. On this, yeah, I like that.
No need to apologize, Max. I think never mind. Oh, is it me?
Yep.
All right. I guess we'll go to the prop bucket.
Woo.
Gosh, we keep going back to this game. Like there's going to be a few other games that get no attention, likely. But I don't know. I guess I'm on this big like just Chiefs need to really bounce back here. Give me Rashid Rice over 54.5 receiving yards this week. He's been over that by a good amount in his last 3 games. And if this is the time for Mahomes to really emerge on a number one wide receiver outside of Kelsey, I think we know who's not in the doghouse right now.
Oh, you said 54, right? 54.5.
54.5. Yep.
Sweet. Yep.
Beautiful.
It's like,
All
who do I
right.
trust?
That hey, I trust you. And that leaves me with my dog. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is I would never bet this team, and I would never tell you to bet this team, except this is the exact time when I want to bet this team. When they are dead, they are out of the water. They really have nothing to play for. They don't even have their starting QB in. Going to be written off. They're stinky. It's Saturday afternoon. Most people should be just out hanging out, watching. They're on the road at the Colts. They've had what 10 days off since last Thursday. Tomlin's been telling them how much of just fucking idiots they are, and they're not good at football, and they amount to nothing. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to outright win at the Indianapolis Colts. Big Mitch Day coming up.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
He's working on that next contract. That's what he's like, all right, I gotta stay in this fucking league. Let me get a couple big games. No, I dig it. I dig it. We got a little battle. Always like a good little battle.
Yep.
Yeah, I do love my Mitchy Mitch. Shit. All right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I guess we won't be going all undefeated this week, but that's okay.
That's true.
I'm gonna jump to my prop as well, and I'm gonna go Tommy Cutlets over passing yards. I got it at 179.5. Didn't get it last week. That was a little ugly game last week. He's been looking solid. I think they're gonna fucking win. Saints defense started off pretty good and slowly kind of gotten worse and worse. And I don't like doing this because technically the Bears kind of need the Giants to lose soon. We're both kind of on a hot streak fighting for the playoff picture, but they're gonna look good against the Saints. So I like it a lot.
That was one definitely. I mean, there's one other guy that I was going with, but I was wondering if you guys were gonna do it. I thought Sean was gonna take it, and then Maximum with this. So I feel like we're all on very much the same page. We got that synergy going this week. So I like that a lot. I'm going with Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions at plus 120. I don't know why it's plus money. So we'll just keep the theme going. Who the fuck is Patrick Mahomes going to throw?
In what world is Kelce?
And it's going to be Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce and maybe a running back, maybe Jerick McKinnon. So
Watson gets one catch, Scantling gets one catch.
Yep. So do the math. Kelce should get 7. Would not be surprised if he had 9 to 10 catches and just was like, hey, like Mahomes is just kind of like, hey, motherfuckers, I don't trust any of y'all. It's basically like this reminds me of a Packers game when Rodgers and Devontae would be playing, and Rodgers is trying to trust these other guys other than Devontae, and he's just like, all right, like I can't trust y'all. I'll just throw the Devontae 16 times this game, and he's gonna get 10 catches, 188 yards. So
those are the good days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I had to bring that. I had to pull that back in. So give me Kelce and the plus money. Once I saw the plus money, I was like, okay, give me those beans. And then let's see. Yep. Those were the good props. I like Kelce's over at 63.5 as well, but I just think he might end up getting some dumb, like dump off catches just based on what he does not trust anymore. He's just going to eat whatever Tony was going to have. And so I will go with that. For my touchdown, to start the parlay, I'm gonna go with the guy who we definitely like on this podcast. Probably liked him a lot more last year, in the prop TD department. But I think it's going to be potentially a high scoring game. But at the same time, we've got kind of an ugly matchup. Probably going to just get a goal line stand run in. Give me Joe Mixon minus 125 on the touchdown. I think I was kind of just looking through, and that one just made the most sense. I like some other ones, but I don't know. With Browning, I just get a little worried about who he's going to be throwing like a passing touchdown to. So I kind of stay away and just assume that if they get close enough, they'll just let Mixon run
Yeah.
that.
That and they like their little screens on like the 15, 20. Already.
Yeah, they seem to like they've hit it with Chase Brown last week. They had a big
That's the only scary
they had
part.
like a 40-yard, I remember, screen at their own 30, like against the Steelers.
Yeah.
They set that up well.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only thing, though. That's a great point. The Chase Brown thing is the only thing that scares me a little bit. But if it's a goal line play, then
They're going to trust Chase Brown might get them down there.
Yep.
On my taxi squad in a dynasty league, I'm glad I have him for future years, but I like Mixon for the touchdown.
Chase Brown from
Illinois.
nice.
He was my boy last year, and
Fantrax, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolute
he
monster.
averaged like 30 points. It was
Fantrax
awesome.
legend.
You like look at the score and you'd be like, Illinois won 21-17, but Chase Brown had 233 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. You're like, all right, well, we'll take that. Like, hey, who cares?
He is plus 330, by the way.
Ooh,
Brown.
that might be worth a little sprinkle.
Yeah. All right, my turn, right?
Yep. And then Sean rounds us out.
I will go good old Zeke. After the performance last week, I think they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that we do have fucking Zeke Elliott. Like, he can run the ball and do his shit. So I like that a lot. That was plus 125.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, I forget who they're playing. Yeah, the Chiefs. They'll get a goal line run with him. So right now we're sitting at plus 305.
Okay, okay, cool. I was just gonna pull that up, but you got that. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. I'll stick with the running backs. Max, I don't, again, I don't feel like I mean to be going at you at all. I just think, I talked about, I think this game will be a shootout here. And I like the Browns ending up around the goal line. And I like them, just Mr. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Hopefully that cloud of dust isn't, hitting a female. But Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown. He's got 7 of them already on the year, and he's plus 135. Oh, we've 2 of these 3 have been in, I believe, domestic violence issues.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Zeke was invested.
Yeah, Zeke was too. What are we doing?
Oh my God.
You don't condone any actions.
No.
off the field. We are strictly just making these picks based on the field performance.
Oh my God. This is just quantitative analysis, not any emotions.
Yeah.
This was on the if this was a DraftKings like
yeah, well, I was trying to
parlay,
think what
it'd be the Bad Boys parlay or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
God. Fucking
Hey, or maybe it's just the running backs, right? This is the running back.
Yeah.
So on DraftKings, all 3 of those are plus 851.
I love that.
It's very solid.
Gotta hit one. We have to hit one.
I know, eventually, right?
I was gonna say, let's see. Yeah, it's been a little while. Decided to stay away from Zach Moss for the 3rd straight week.
Good.
He's minus 160 this week. I'm like, bro, all right, we're done. We're done with you. I might do him to not score a touchdown and get some plus money, honestly. Like at this point.
Sure.
So,
Only they
Do
did
that though?
No.
No. Let's see. Because we are pretty much sorry, you go ahead, Max.
No, I was gonna say, didn't you do that on ESPN Bet though? Didn't you accidentally pick someone not to score and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Why
No,
would they do
I lost
that?
the
You're like, why
parlay.
would they do that to me?
I was like, why would you even put that in the same thing? Like, obviously, I'm not doing not touchdown. Like, what are we doing here? I forget who it was, and I lost the parlay. It was like, yeah, it
I
was
think
just
it's Jaden
Lawrence.
Reed.
Yeah, it was. It was the Jaden Reed. Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, he scored. And then I looked and it was like, you lost, and I was like,
That's so
what?
bullshit.
I was like, what the hell?
Why? Yeah, why would you do that? Fuck ESPN bets, honestly. I don't really like it.
They gave me a $25 free bet today, and I'm hoping that that's what keeps me going. But after last week, I depleted plenty of funds on the DraftKings. All right, so games we did not talk about because we are all kind of on the same page on a lot of games. So let's just run through these real quick. So Saturday, talked a little bit on Vikings Bengals. You guys got anything on like the side over under any takes there? It's kind of a stay away game because
Yeah, I'd probably lead Bengals if anything. Just being at
Yeah.
home.
yeah, because Nick Mullins playing starting QB for the Vikings.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree there.
Yeah,
Over on
Browning's looking decent too. So
I might end up playing this over, not as one of our big ones, but just because it's one of those games where it's like Jake Browning, Nick Mullins, no way that they score 40.5 points. It's like, no, they're going to score like 50 and it's going to be ugly and there's going to be a pick six. And oh, yeah, Justin Jefferson's back. So Justin Jefferson's just going to have like 3 crazy catches. We're big. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter who's throwing to him. Broncos Lions, we did not talk about.
Yeah, I had that as like an over.
Yep.
But I don't know for some reason like night game overs just seem I don't know, like shootouts I feel like are more the day than at night. That shouldn't be a reason why I
No,
disregard
primetime unders, man.
that bet. But just like the Saturday night game, like it's I don't know if how many people are gonna be tuned in or whatnot. It's probably like an Amazon Prime game again. But it's a lot of
It
points,
is.
though, right?
Yeah.
Like on both sides,
Yeah.
whether like for the Broncos catching 4.5 and
Yeah.
it-
I think I leaned Detroit. I was between Baltimore and Detroit.
okay.
I was hoping
Uh,
that,
yeah, I had Detroit down too. Because who did they play like before the Bears? So they got their shit wrecked by y'all.
Saints.
Bounced back. Yeah, they kind
the
of they
Saints by like
beat the shit
5.
out of the Saints, and then the Saints kind of came back. But it's like another little bounce back game. And they lost to us, and then they're playing the Broncos, who are
You come back
very,
under
like
this.
they're a very bipolar team.
And I mean they've been rolling. It's about time that they get they were like 2-5 and rattled off 5 wins or something. So
yeah, they won. Yeah, and then they fucking yeah. So that game that pretty much just kind of scared me at that 4.5. So I did and ultimately stay away.
yeah, I hear you there. Moving on to Sunday games. So we couple more did not touch on. Let's start with Texans Titans. Any feelers, any opinions on those games? If anything, I'm on the under.
Yeah. Is Stroud playing, I'm guess? Did he pass concussion protocol?
Still in concussion protocol, so
I feel like he probably won't play this week.
Yeah. That was a pretty lead.
yeah, I'm kind of leaning Titans. I might do like a Titans money line just to like
Yeah.
something, but
Levis
must
might
be like
just fucking go off again.
exactly what a mediocre team in like the NFL where the Titans get this huge win on Monday night and then
Also
fall
true.
on their face at home.
Yeah.
very true.
Probably a reason why none of us took this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing for this next one, Jets Dolphins. Minus 9.5 for Miami and over under 37.5. It's too many points. If anything, I'm
I
I was gonna say Jets.
division game. It's a lot of points.
that's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm at. I saw Tua's over under is pretty high, and I might take that under potentially after watching last week's game and just seeing how the Jets were doing, and then see how the Dolphins played against the Titans last week. And I think the Jets defense is much better.
Mhm.
Let's see what else. Falcons Panthers. Falcons -3 over under 34.5. I mean, these are all the same theme, but just feel like we gotta at least mention them, right?
Yeah. Probably Falcons, dude. Spread, honestly, dude. Panthers just
Yeah. I mean, they're well, and the fact, I mean, it's at this point, it's like they're tanked and their picks going to Chicago. I mean, they got like other picks, right? But they're just,
we had first and second.
my God.
Jeez.
And
Jeez.
DJ Moore. And
And
next year's second or third.
oh Lord.
I think it's the next year's
That might go down as, I mean, I like Bryce Young, but there's just not anything there in Carolina, so it's gonna go down as one of those trades where, I mean, you guys would really have to fuck up your draft picks for it to not be worth it.
Yeah.
And you have a bunch of them, and you have the number one pick. So,
Ours are good. Darnell Wright and Stevenson.
yep, both really solid. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. 34.5. I've been playing Atlanta and Panthers unders like all season. That's how I've been hitting my unders between them and the Saints. Anything in the AF or the NFC South, I've just been playing unders, and that usually works out. But I could see this being a little over 34.5. Just like a 2017.
Ugly, yeah. Kind of like pick six type
Yep.
shit.
Exactly. Fumble or some shit like that.
You can see Bates getting a nice pick six again.
Yep. There's Niners Cardinals, which I'm assuming there's no real sides on, and then the other game, which probably is worth talking about, is the Cowboys Bills. Cowboys +2 right now. I think I'm in love with that. I was gonna pick it as my dog, but I had the Bears 1, Dallas 2.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But the Cowboys also have to come down, right? Like it's the Cowboys. Like we're used to them being highly
Yeah, they're
Wow.
like 7-1 in the last 8. Dak is, MVP.
MVP.
Probably if the season ended right now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I like Dallas.
Glad I'm not forced to pick. I probably would end up picking the Bills actually, but it's no slight against Dallas.
In Buffalo, right?
Yep, I
Yeah.
was gonna say over under 50.5. I might play that under.
Bitch.
Just because I think the Bills know they got to pretty much win out every single game at this point. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they could do this one.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, because we didn't touch this game either. Eagles Seahawks on Monday night. Eagles -3, Seahawks 6-7. They should get Geno back. Still questionable, but over under 47.5. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I went with the Eagles against Dallas, and I just looked real dumb, and now I'm worried.
Yeah.
I don't think the Seahawks are that. I maybe would even go over because I just think like an Eagles defense is kind of in the opposite of like Steelers offense. Like they're pretty good for over games.
Yep. With that.
No, I like that.
Alrighty. Any other props, TDs, any other honorable mentions you guys have? I know we just were touching on the games we didn't say, but any other picks or anything?
No. Bear down.
All right. Well, can I have the floor for about a minute then? I have something I have to get off my chest. Fuck Draymond Green, dude. Not football related. I'm so goddamn tired of him. I'm so glad the NBA indefinitely suspended him. That was some punk ass bullshit. Fucking swinging around like his arm was caught and his other arm was caught. Like, what are we doing here? Not like that arm that was caught slung out. It was the arm that wasn't caught, just came around, hooked him. I'm so done with that dude. Like, God, he makes me so mad. I just don't understand. Like, and also, you know who hasn't said anything? You know who hasn't said anything about this? I haven't heard Steve Kerr say shit. I haven't heard Stephen Curry say shit. Klay Thompson. I haven't heard one motherfucker from the fucking Warriors actually really like talking to him. And maybe they're doing it in the locker room. I assume that that's kind of Steph Curry's leadership, right? He's probably doing it in the locker room. But at the same time, how are we going to let this dude just continue just like maul people, punch people in the fucking face? And we're going to suspend him for like 1 to 2 games. And then Jokic gets ejected because he's talking shit to a ref. And I don't know what he said or any of that. But like the fact that those two like happened in the same night just drive me nuts. NBA refs also suck. I think they're getting too much in their bag. They think that they own the fucking place. They think they're part of the show. They're not. It's basketball, and I'm just NBA is pissing me off right now. In season tournament, I don't know why the Lakers have to do a fucking champagne tour in their locker room because they won an in season tournament. Like, what are we doing putting wrap like the the covers and everything so that you can do a champagne party for one in season tournament? NBA on my shit list right now. Fucking figure it out. I love basketball, fucking favorite sport, but at the same time, like what this is just bad. And Draymond needs to be done for like 30 games or something. Like honestly, like he's just getting off with nothing and suspend him without pay, all that stuff. Like I'm glad Silver did what he did. He's pretty good about this stuff, but at the same time, like this is like his like fucking fifth time that he's done some shady shit like that doesn't make sense. He's kicking people in the nuts. Like it's too much. It's too much, not for the game of basketball, and I'm just tired of it. So thank you for letting me do that, but god damn
Thank
it,
you.
I'm tired of
Thank
it.
you for that PSA.
Yeah,
I
that's just
I agree.
oh, it's just I was showing Taylor that video and she's like, why would he do that? I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. No one knows. No one knows. And of course, as Nurkic says in the press conference, he's like, the brother needs help. And it's like, potentially he's got something going on. I don't know what his deal is. I'm all for being the physical player and like getting fired up and like those kind of things, but like blatantly swinging your arm around, socking dude in the face in a early season game is just kind of silly to me. So yeah.
Concur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta imagine those like guys, especially like Steph Curry, is sick of it at this point because like they're not really in a place to be
And
winning.
that's why he's not saying shit, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is like, let's say, for example, I don't want to like make it about LeBron, but like this happens to Anthony Davis or Christian Wood or Austin Reeves, and he does the same thing Draymond's doing. Everyone's going to be coming at LeBron being like, yo, like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what kind of leadership are you instituting? And I don't know. Steve Kerr's pretty good about balancing that team, but I don't know what's going on with Draymond. And hopefully, he comes back and he's not socking dudes in the face. But yeah, I'm done with, I'm just done with Draymond right now. That's done with the NBA. So that's my TED Talk. Thank you.
No, it's still football season right now.
Yeah, I know. But it's just, I was watching that and I was like fuming. So thank you for that. Any bowl game? And you guys have any picks on bowl games? I was looking through the schedule, not like a big thing this weekend. We got a couple games. We'll probably be more preoccupied with the Steelers and other NFL, but
no, I haven't really looked up. Next
maybe more
Thursday,
next week.
probably. Yeah.
I'm just seeing anything worth that.
He plays next weekend and shit. So
I mean, like really, like what the UCLA and Boise State are like the only. Texas Tech and Cal, I guess, are like the only teams that are of bigger stature. But I don't know. None of them intrigue me enough to like throw out some sort of lock on.
No. It doesn't help that the NFL's on Saturday because it's like, hey, would I rather throw on like Georgia Southern in Ohio or would I rather throw it on the Steelers Colts game? Definitely Steelers Colts.
That's tough.
Yeah, no. Yeah, or the other one too isn't like super like what it's Bengals Vikings. But this was the weekend last year that was the Colts Vikings game where the
35
Vikings had like a 30-point comeback. So maybe we get some fun shit out of the NFL.
Mitch Trubisky just slings like 6 touchdowns, and we're like, what the hell?
I'd be a big fan.
That would be awesome. Just general question. With Tommy DeVito playing the way he is, are we concerned for Daniel Jones's long-term look on the Giants, or is this just a flash in the pan? Is this a Jeremy Lin situation, honestly? Like a New York Jeremy Lin situation? Is this the same thing? Is DeVito just capturing the nation, or should Daniel Jones be worried? Should he be shaking in his boots?
No, I don't think so.
They're going to start the guy that they're paying the big money to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is a New York franchise. You're right.
They had like a top 10 offense last year, like with the good offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't, they weren't playing that well, but also, this DeVito, it's also the way we were talking about Josh Dobbs a few weeks ago and what he's not even starting this week.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the NFL, life can come at you fast in the NFL.
It's crazy, crazy. I mean, Nick
I
Mullen,
mean, people were saying Tyson Badgett over Fields as well. So.
that was silly. That was silly. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, shit. Well, that's all I got for y'all. We got next week. I know Max said he's gonna send out potentially some stuff on the UFC this weekend. Once
Fantastic card.
once those odds kind of get locked in a little bit more, definitely a lot of movement during the week, and then come Friday, Saturday, it usually kind of levels out just with the money coming in, but should be a good card. You guys have yourselves a good weekend. We are getting close to the Christmas time, and we got lots of good stuff coming up. But without further ado, let's just have ourselves a nice little Thursday. Any quick predictions just for us? Because at this point, it doesn't really matter, but anything you want to throw out there real quick for the Chargers Raiders game?
Under.
Probably under. I thought like maybe Easton Stick over passing yards, but then I also just saw Keenan Allen's out and it's tough. So I don't know. I still think he could in a loss, Chuck. Like his over under is like 188. I think I played just the over 200 at plus 110.
Okay.
You still go like 16 of 38 or, not probably throwing that much, of course, but it's not a pretty stat line, still get 200 yards.
Well, and that just the defensive line for Vegas, they're rolling, man. Like I feel like they might not be able to, like Eckler might not be able to run the ball as much as people think. So might be
some quick slants and stuff.
So who's even left from the Chargers wide receivers? Like if Keenan Allen's out, who's getting catches? Like
I think like Josh Palmer, or Quentin Johnson, maybe the
Gerald
rookie.
Everett, maybe even.
Yeah, maybe Gerald Everett. Guyton. It's not great.
No. Chargers are just a weird team, man. It's always like, hey, look at this offense. This is awesome. And then you're like, why is no one producing except for like Keenan Allen and Eckler? No one else. It's like, oh, Mike Williams has been out, right? Like he's been out for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's on like IR. He tore his ACL.
Jeez. Yeah. So ugly game. Max Crosby sack. I don't know what that prop is, but I think that's probably what I would play. And as NFL switches over, we'll get into the college basketball, but we are still in the info gathering stage before we're able to make a lot of picks. We'll get into the bag later, but awesome. Well, glad we did this. Good little picks here. Feel good about our picks. You guys have a great weekend. Everyone listening, have a great weekend. And get some winners. Let's bounce back.
Go Steelers. Here we go.
Thanks for listening.